This is the nice side. Want you with the valley. You won't know it's me. Why you didn't run with my money? When you know it's me. When I see you on 10 toes.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Nicolah. If you are new, hey, how you doing? Thank you so much for being here. And if you're old, you already know what it is. Thank you so much for stopping by. So for today's video, we are doing a tutorial / review styled video. I'm gonna be testing out and reviewing, demoing, digging into, whatever the hell y'all wanna call it. We're gonna be using this palette, guys. It's adorable. So for those who don't know, it's my Ray or Ray. Hey girl. She is an influencer here on YouTube. One of my faves, has been for a really long time, and she had collaborated in the past with BH Cosmetics on her own eyeshadow line, and unfortunately I missed that launch. So when round 2 came around, you already know your girl had to cop one for herself. Before we get started, make sure to like and subscribe. All right guys, let's get into the video. So as you can see, I already have on my base. If you wanna know what I used on my base, like my foundation, primer, concealer, make sure to check in the description box below. And if you wanna know how I applied it, just make sure to check out my winter foundation routine. I apply my foundation just about the same because it's not quite summer hot yet in New York for me to change my routine. So if you wanna know how I apply the base, make sure to check out that video as well. So the palette retails for, I believe, $17.50. I'm gonna have the correct price and information up on the screen for you guys, and it comes with 15 shades. So it comes with 15 gorgeous shades. And what I really like is that it came with a mirror. I know some people don't give a crap about an eyeshadow palette having a mirror, but I really love having eyeshadow palettes with mirrors because it makes the palette itself a lot more travel friendly. So if you like to travel like I do, like, you know, my mom lives out the country, so I travel all the time. Having a palette with a mirror is a must for me. So the one thing that I've noticed with this palette, and I think that makes or break a palette when it comes to it being beginner friendly, is that the colors are already assorted in a way where you can kind of see a look in your head. So you don't have to necessarily create one in your head, or you don't have to go off of an inspiration. You can kind of already see certain colors go with certain colors. A lot of the colors have a matching shimmer to them, like the red, the purple. Actually, all of them have a matching shimmer, which I think is pretty cool. And there's a chocolate girl friendly matte in here. So I see you've been paying attention, Ray. Also, just to let you guys know, I am creating a look that is based off of another. It's a recent video dropped by a very, very popular influencer. I'll give you a clue, she's black. So this influencer recently put out a review on the new ABH palette, and the look she created, we're gonna try and recreate it with this palette. I'm gonna start off with a clean, fluffy blending brush, and I'm gonna start off with a brick. So I'm just gonna pack brick in my crease line and then feather out the ends, just to build up the intensity a bit. As far as fallout, there is a little bit of fallout in the palette, but fallout really doesn't bother me. I feel like for this kind of pigment, I'm not mad if there's a little bit of fallout, you know? Oh shit, I broke one of my brushes. So this is brick on its own, and so far in terms of blendability, blended out really nicely at the top there. I'm not sure how it's gonna interact with other colors, but so far I'm very happy with the pigmentation. And I'm gonna reach into Flare, which is this bottom color right here next to Canary. So I'm gonna focus that. Oh, that color is pretty, y'all. So I'm just gonna focus Flare into the deeper parts of my crease. Another thing that I'm noticing, which is also very good, is that there's no patchiness when layering these colors. So now I'm not gonna put any more product back on my previous blending brush. I'm just gonna go in and feather out that top. The shimmer was the same color as the matte shadow she packed in her crease. So I'm just going to go with the matching shimmer to flare. Who the hell is texting me? So these are supposed to be shimmery foils according to the back, and this is not foil-like in no way, shape, or form. I don't know if it's because I wet the brush. Let me use a clean brush. Yeah, no, this just seems super monochrome. Okay, so number one, I'm gonna apologize for the ice cream truck. He's gonna be there for a while because in New York, that's our groundhog. It's the ice cream truck. So it definitely gave me the monochromatic look that I wanted per se, but there's not really much. So there isn't much difference in my opinion between the matte and the shimmer. The shimmer just has a little bit more shimmer. But to be honest, these are like, it's not shimmering or giving me the shimmer. I don't know what other word to use. It's getting lost right in the sauce along with the previous matte that I placed on there, which sucks because what if you do want to use the shimmer that matches the matte you use? What if you did want a monochromatic look in terms of color, but you wanted some difference in texture? You're not gonna get that, you know, because the shimmer is definitely getting lost in all the sauce. So far, that's problem number one, is that there's no distinct difference between the mattes, on the eye at least, there's no distinct difference between the mattes and the shimmers so far. And I'm not too happy about that because, you know, like I said, if you wanted to do a monochromatic look, but you wanted some texture difference, there isn't. And I keep packing on this foil color hoping that it'll come out foily, and it's not. It's just matte. It's matte. I don't care what nobody says, this is matte. Okay, so for this next step, we're actually gonna do a fake cut crease. I'm not really gonna be cutting my crease, but I'm gonna add a lighter shimmer color, and I hope it comes out like a freaking shimmer and not like a pink matte on top of this, because I'm gonna be vexed, guys. I'm gonna be vexed. I'm going to use right on top of Scarlet, there is this icy pink color called Top Notch. I just need Top Notch to behave like I need it to behave. These shimmers suck, guys. I'm so sorry, and I was really rooting. I'm upset because my eye look is it looks shitty. These shimmers are shitty. The mattes are amazing, but the shimmers just look like shitty mattes, and the mattes are great, but the shimmers are, I don't know if it's I got a fucked up palette in the mail or this looks horrible. We're gonna move on to the next step because this is not doing what I wanted to do, and I'm starting to look very, very crazy. I'm gonna reach into Majesty here, which is the religiously royal purple in the palette. I'm going to drag and pack that along my waterline. All right, so for the last step of this look, we are going to dip into Canary. I was looking for any and every old reason to use the yellow in this palette, and today we are. We're gonna pop it and work it in right in this tear duct right here. Okay guys, so we're gonna stop here. I'm gonna go off camera and throw on my lashes, mascara, and the rest of my face. And I'm gonna come back and talk to you guys about how I feel about this palette. All right guys, so this is the finished look. If you wanna know anything about the rest of my face, whether it be my base or what I use on my blush, highlight, all of that, make sure to check in the description box below. So number one, I think the pigmentation is definitely there. It is worth, in terms of pigment, it's worth every penny. There is quite a bit of fallout in this palette, but like I said, because the pigment is so up there, I don't even mind the fallout. Other than that, the performance of this is really well. The colors don't get patchy when you layer them, which is a big plus for me, because as of recently, I've been coming across a lot of these chalky, patchy eyeshadow palettes. So the fact that you can layer all of these colors one on top of the other without any patchiness, that is A1 in my book. My only main quarrel, and it's actually a big one, but it's my only quarrel, the shimmers are not, yeah, foil is a dub. If you want to know the meaning of dub, go to your local bodega. So one, they're not shimmer. Let's just eliminate that. It doesn't shimmer at all. I found myself getting into a little bit of a chalky situation and a dusty mess situation when I began to layer this shimmer in particular. The more I packed on the shimmer, the less shimmery it got. The more dusty, the more kind of just funky it got. So I wasn't too happy with the performance of the shimmer foil finishes. And once again, I think the pigment is great and it does have a creamy finish, which I really, really like, but it wasn't giving me shimmer at all. It was giving me a little bit of foil. And if you do want some different textures in your eyes, like you want a matte and then you want a foil, I would just make sure that you don't use the corresponding matte and foil, because the foiled shadow is gonna get lost in the sauce. I went back in and kind of emphasized on that cut there with my Nicolah Radiant Liquid Eyeshadow, and this is in the shade Polaris Peach. Other than the shimmers not behaving like shimmers, love this palette. Love this palette. Pigment is there, it's creamy, it's blendable, which is awesome. Like I said, when I was layering colors, I wasn't getting any kind of crazy patchiness. Other than that, I like the palette. Just be wary of these damn shimmers. They're not shimmers, they're foils, and don't use them next to its matching or corresponding matte, or else you will be mad. Other than that though, I do think it's a great beginner palette because, like I said, Ray Ray took her time. Ray Ray and the people at BH definitely took their time when it came to organizing these colors. So you'll definitely be able to look at the palette and kind of like visualize a look in your head, you know, which can be very, very helpful to people who are now starting out with eyeshadow. Also, make sure to leave in the comments down below if you figured out what influencer I got this inspiration for today's look from. Make sure to like, subscribe, share with your peeps, and until next time, you guys, peace.